All right. Hello, everyone. We are back here with the Gluts. Oh, God. What a start. With the Guts and Glory watch series. And I'm joined, as always, by the great Lita Brillman, who has dubbed herself Pinot Noir.
It's so triggering.
Lita, what's on your mind?
So much now that you've said Pinot Noir and Gluts and Glory. We honestly are all sluts in glory for this season, I think. What's on my mind is that these episodes were exciting. I'm in a good place mentally since we got a Nintendo Switch and I don't do anything but play Super Smash Brothers, which is a real highlight of Core.
That's not true. You have outdoor movie nights and outdoor club nights.
That is true. Austin iconically came to my backyard club this weekend. Sam also made a cameo, but Sam was not there for the club portion.
Oh.
Did you hear the stories, the legends of it, though, Sam?
I was told that you danced for hours after Clueless ended, and I was only present for dancing for like 10 minutes after it ended.
Yeah, you missed a lot. Well, let me actually introduce
too many
you.
Parties to go to.
You were just so popular. We are joined as well. We have our famous other duo back. It is from the Bitter Jurors podcast, which was the first queer superfan podcast for Survivor, then a queer superfan podcast for Survivor. Mm-hmm. Now unclear whether it is the first or a superfan Avatar: The Last Airbender podcast. So joining us from the Fire Represents Your Life Nation, we have Sam and Derek. Sam and Derek, how are you?
Austin, hey, how's your head? Is it good?
Haven't had any complaints.
Good.
That's good.
On my head is to commemorate the fact that there was an Azula tribe. Rest in peace, Azula. I wore my Momo hat.
Oh my gosh, you have a Momo
Famously hat. A character very closely tied to Azula.
Yeah. Right. Austin, once you finally watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, were you like so even more upset that this Azula was not at all like the other Azula and that they were complete losers?
This is revisionist history. I watched Avatar when it came out. I'm not one of the new converts. So, yeah.
I was misinformed.
You were misinformed. However, yeah, so I guess I was excited when they picked that tribe name, but I got to say the tribe not as iconic as the Avatar character.
Yeah, I mean, I would have picked Beifong or something very close to a future tribe-based squad. But that's just my where my allegiances lie in my Avatar stand-up.
Well, Survivor Guts and Glory, this cast thinks that the only way you are legally allowed to make a tribe name is by saying a word in a different language. So they had to go with Azula because they were thinking, well, blue, Azul, and then we got to work from there.
They seem to just go with the first thing someone says, too, which, I mean, I'm all for yes-anding someone, but, I mean, there's room to talk about what you want to have your tribe's name be.
Because there's no bad ideas in brainstorming, you can't say no to any of them, because that would imply that it's a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think Austin is frozen.
He's just really,
I really thought he was just listening intently.
He's just very enraptured. Wow, I guess... I'm the host now, since if you kill Austin, then you become Austin.
It's true.
Which I think is what happened in the post-Austin seasons of Survivor Maryland as well.
Yeah, Anders definitely took him down.
Yes.
And then that's how he became Anders himself. Well, I mean, I guess since Austin isn't here, we can just move on.
We can finally talk about something besides Survivor Maryland.
Yay!
Derek, how are you today? Are you having a good day?
I am. I've been playing a lot of The Last of Us Part 2 to run with this theme of French words. It's been great. Only mildly traumatizing so far, so I'm excited to keep going.
Sam, what video game is keeping you alive and keeping life worth living?
I haven't really been playing a lot of video games. Recently, I started watching Insecure, which has been great, wonderful, loving it so far.
I saw her speak at the University of Michigan one time.
I'm
Is
sure she did great. She's very funny, and she makes a great TV show. But no, I mean, I downloaded a couple games from the Switch because they were having a long summer sale, but and so things were really cheap. But I haven't been playing very many video games at all in quarantine.
Wow.
Well, once I unlock the last like 5 characters, I feel like I'm gonna be way less invested in this game.
I'll be happy to stop by and destroy you at Smash anytime.
Okay, I am significantly better than the last time we played. You probably still will destroy me, but not as badly as at Pitchers the last time we played.
Mm-hmm.
Because me and Dark Samus,
Dark Samus is the best.
We just understand each other. What if we made a character that was exactly the same as the character that I already mained, but kind of floaty?
Yeah, just like sort of more just like emanating with queer energy.
Yes.
She's like a dark seductress.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Dark Pit is not the same because Dark Pit is sort of like what if Pit were straight, whereas Dark Samus is like what if Samus were gay.
That's definitely fair.
Which she already is. Dark Samus and Zero Suit Samus are all lesbians, as are Palutena and Bayonetta.
That's true.
All of this is agreeable.
And Peach, but not Daisy.
Why have there been so few lesbians on Survivor Maryland? Austin's back, so now we have to go back to talking about Survivor Maryland.
Immediately on the attack.
Oh, what did I miss? Fill me in.
We literally talked about Super Smash Brothers.
And Last of Us Part 2, which also has lesbians in it.
Yeah.
So, Austin, what lesbians are you kind of consuming content of?
I'm kind of struggling to think of any queer characters in Survivor Maryland whatsoever.
There are some. I'm not. College is a time when not everybody is out at all times of their lives. So I'm not gonna out the people. However, I will say my representation was admittedly poor in that regard.
Austin, are you self-tweeting?
What?
Were you out in all of college?
No, I wasn't out at all in college.
Yeah, so there you go. Did somebody ever try to use her feminine wiles on you as the host and producer to get a clue to the idol?
There was one girl that I had a brief thing with who was in season 1, and actually 2, and people thought that I was rigging the game for them, and I was not. But they really wouldn't. If they had known the truth, they would have known I was definitely not rigging the game.
You hooked up with 2 girls on the first season of Survivor Maryland?
Not during the season.
Unprofessional.
But before you cast them?
I think one might have been after. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Wow.
The timelines are a little blurry for me. Mm-hmm. I also will say there was one guy that I had been with that I tried to cast for Survivor Maryland, but it just didn't happen.
Austin, you simply must stop having the friends with benefits to Survivor Maryland pipeline.
Look, you got to go with the Julie Berry approach. It's the way to go.
That's the opposite of what happened. that would be like if Danny was a contestant you never met before.
What date do you ask the person you're dating, like, will you please be on my fan-made Survivor game?
It was not while anything was happening, to be clear.
Just hypothetically, though, what date would you ask that on?
I'd say 4th. I think you got to get past the first 3.
April 15th. Or whatever that day is.
Sounds right to me.
So, do we want to talk about the episode?
I suppose.
Yeah.
Fine.
I mean, that's kind of why I came, but we don't have to.
I mean, my computer could shut off again. Also, fun note that I didn't tell any of you, but I'm very quickly reaching my limit of free broadcasting on StreamYard for the month. So they have said that they don't just shut you down in the middle of the stream. However, if we do go dead completely during the stream, it's not out of the realm of possibilities. So
this could be the last broadcast for Survivor Maryland of all of Pride Month. Pretty iconic.
No, I think
the dads and grads are going to be so disappointed.
I know. I mean, that's just homophobic, StreamYard. But no, I will say StreamYard, this is a free advertisement because I tried to look for any other alternatives and there were just literally none.
I think Sequester uses this.
Do they really?
Yeah, it seems like that's because when it goes to 3, it's the same thing as what happens in Sequester.
Good point. Yeah. Okay, so this episode, I think there is a lot to talk about. Let's catch up with. I guess I don't know, Derek. You didn't even really get to introduce yourself. People know you, but you probably should again because I shut down. So
Right.
yeah, how's it going?
I'm one half of Bitter Jurors, a queer survivor / Avatar: The Last Airbender /
No.
to be determined super fan podcast. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about myself. I'm a Virgo. My favorite color is green.
Who are you crushing on this season of Survivor Sluts and Glory?
We're moving into it right away.
I feel like that's a good icebreaker.
I have already made a gif of one contestant's pecs bouncing.
Oh yeah,
perkily. It was Renee. I mean, yeah, I feel like he's just like an easy pick though. But we already lost my other pick, which was Mikey.
Oh my God, neither are even in the conversation for me. Neither.
Mikey is so cute.
I literally don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't really remember what he looks like either.
Is he the Jew?
Huh? Yeah.
He's the Jewish guy. Oh my God, no.
Not
Derek,
no.
I'm concerned for you. I'm glad that he went out before Steal the Bacon though, because that is not kosher.
He would not be able to compete, honestly.
Not that he did before.
Yeah. Sam, you seem very upset by Derek's takes.
No, I'm upset that Renee is one of the hottest contestants of Survivor Maryland of all time, of course, and I would never dispute that whatsoever. I was upset that Lita seems to think that he's not even in the conversation of people to thirst after on the season. When I was getting into Survivor Maryland, people told me to start on Terrapin Trials due to the female contestants and the characters found there. I feel like this season, which maybe not even really recognize that on this season there are so many amazing female characters, but this season is really where like there are beautiful men on display. And there's just like a lot of great options. I mean, you have Evan, Micah, Pascal, and Renee. It's like, what more could you ask for?
It's true.
Oh, this is Alex Pascal.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of him. He is the epitome of an Alex on Survivor Maryland. Okay, I've heard of him. He was on All Stars.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. I didn't know that it was the same Alex because I can't remember faces of men on Survivor Maryland, apparently, even though I have seen the premiere of Survivor
Also,
Maryland.
I think that he looks just so different from the beginning of this season to where he ends up. Like, I think that he just like he got a haircut or something. He looks.
I mean,
different.
he looks very different from different angles. In profile, he looks like a completely different person. It's bizarre.
Maybe he's like a shapeshifter.
Yeah, maybe.
It's part of like free running, parkour, shapeshifting. He just mentions that as one of his hobbies.
There are lots of really great Chirons in this season, I would say. Like Pokemon Trainer, Concussed. The list goes on and on.
Yeah, I don't like overdoing the Chiron bits, but like when they like for Brian, like there isn't really a better way to sum up his personality than by saying Pokemon Trainer.
Right. Although according to him during the what was it? The thingy, the charity thingy, didn't he say he no longer partakes in Pokemon?
So yeah, that was
partake. I'm 3 years sober.
He has the coin.
Yeah, he said
one of the
pretty
coins
much
they give you in the trading card game.
Since his games were taken by the ruthless Katie On, he just has never looked back and never continued that Pokemon experience.
She never gave them back.
I think that she did.
I prefer to think that he had to retire from the game because he never got his equipment back.
Yeah. So let me stick on Derek. What have been your thoughts on the season so far? I know you went in very unspoiled, but if I had to guess, your interaction with some of the reunion stuff or the charity stuff means you probably have a couple spoilers, or at least one spoiler.
Well, yeah, I know who the winner is, which was exciting. I mean, I kind of already had an inkling, but it was a joy to have it confirmed in my mind. But let's see what else. The only other thought I have so far, I guess, is I'm sad Sherry is gone and she should still be here, and there should be a twist that allows her to be back in the game right now.
I did say to Lita last week, this is the most I've ever wanted to rig an episode was episode 3. So yeah, we could just make up a twist and bring her back.
Yeah, it's not fair. She was a beautiful light, and they snuffed it out. So like a candle in the wind, like they do in this episode, like 5 different times.
Like a candle burning Evan's hand as if he hasn't been through enough.
And then, like, it's not even like with Sabrina, where like she lasted a long time and there were people like fighting for her to stay into the game. Cherry is such an excellent pre-merge character, but like she like flamed out so quickly, even though like I was like so behind her the entire time.
She never had a chance. I mean, they just decided off the bat that they didn't like her because like latent xenophobia. There's no other way to say it. When somebody doesn't speak the language as well, that's like an easy outsider. So there was never a path for her, but it's 100% not her fault.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, and it's kind of gratifying though that it instantly like had backlash for Mikey and Matt, because they both were just like the very next episode, like, oh shit, we don't have numbers now. Oops.
Yeah. How did that happen? We voted out one of our numbers and now we have less numbers.
Right.
I did notice
also seemed to be the strategy of the these three idiots going against the Soka trio this time.
Yeah.
This does not make any sense. This is the first time I've ever seen a 3-2-1 vote get organized from the bottom. Like the people who were like on the doing the 2 and the 1 side of it, I don't know, must have talked and planned to do that, but like I don't get how this worked out at all, or like what they were trying to do.
Shannon tells you unequivocally that she is not with you. There is no possible way that this plan works, no matter how many times Brian says like, okay, so Brian has so many quotes this episode that, wait, is that his name, the Pokemon trainer?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. He has so many quotes this episode that are just immediately contradicted. He like, at one point he's like, okay, so it's 100% going to be a tie. And Shannon's like, well, it depends what people do. And they're like, yeah, like it's not definitely going to be a tie. And he's like, okay, so worst case scenario, it's a tie. And then later he's like, there is no chance that it's not going to be Evan or Micah with this plan that we have. And then like 2 minutes later, he's like, I hope they don't vote for me, because if they vote for me, then the whole plan gets blown up.
Well, I mean, this was before like the whole like throw of random vote, hinky vote, just in case someone plays an idol. So like you tie it at 1-1, which I think is Brian was like 100% sure there would be a double idol play, which I just don't know where he was so certain that was going to happen.
But even if one of them did play the idol, it wouldn't matter in this scenario.
If technically if Molly had played the idol for Brian, which
but he knew that she wasn't going to do that.
Yeah, it was always confusing to me whether he thought that she might or not, and I don't know why.
Because when he's talking to Shannon, he's like, Molly is 100% going to play the idol for herself.
Look, it wasn't my plan. You don't have to tell me.
Austin, explain.
It is so funny. It's like when you go back and watch like I watched season 7 of Drag Race not too long ago, and in one of the first episodes, Katya is in the bottom against lip syncing against some queen that like I can't even remember who it was, like somebody, a total nobody, and that's what it's like watching these 3 people I've never heard of try to take down the Soka trio when I know they're obviously going to fail, and they're just bumbling around trying to figure out like how can we vote out 3 people when we only have 3 people? Put all 3 of your votes on somebody.
I also love that they're like sitting in like a library or something, working it out on a piece of paper, where like Evan and Micah and Shannon are all just like sitting in a dorm room, like having a casual discussion about like what they should do, and the other side is like, so like, how do you get so off the same page that you do a minority vote split for no reason?
It was like the opposite of what happened to Michaela, where they saw her drawing things and were like, she's a genius. They saw Brian drawing things, were like, oh shit.
He is an idiot.
But also, first of all, how dare you not remember Sasha Bell, cracker of the RuPaul's Drag Race code?
Okay, there we go. Yes, Sasha Bell is her name.
Yes. I only remember because I rewatched that lip sync of Katya lip syncing to Twist of Fate like a million times because it's incredible.
It's a great lip sync. Yeah.
Split.
Yes.
So good.
Yeah, but that's what it's like, is like these 3 absolute randos against these 3 legends.
Yeah. I mean, that's part. I mean, I don't have a strong memory of the boot orders, but like that was a lot like rewatching the pre-merge of Terrapin Trials for me, where I was just like, I don't remember most of these people, and so just like I didn't know who was gonna go home next. But talking about this episode, explain to me that like why he's allowed to show the text message conversation to Molly in the first place. Like that seems like something that should be against the rules, like unequivocally.
So I have always said that screenshots of text are 100% allowed because it's essentially a way to make sure people don't play the game exclusively via texting. Like if you choose to text and not meet up in person, which hey, we weren't social distancing at the time, so this is a different time. How much of a 2015 moment where we could go meet in person inside dorms?
That's so 2015.
So 2015, but that was my mechanism to say you're putting your own game at risk. If you need to do that and want to do that, fine. But I had no issue with screenshotting because I decide like it's not good if none of the footage is on film and if people just text to arrange the votes.
Yeah, but isn't it against the rules to show footage to other contestants?
Yes, but I don't think that's I think screen texting is a way to get around doing footage. Footage showing would be getting around what we're actually trying to do.
I mean, I just don't see the distinction, and so I'm just going to disagree with your decision making. But
he's saying it's bad TV if, like, the screenshot allowing people to screenshot discourages them from playing the game over text, which is bad TV.
Oh,
bad TV, and it's contrary to the point of like I want these people to actually interact.
I agree that it's bad TV. I just I mean, I understand what you're saying now. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, it's a great moment of like, I have the receipts, and he pulls up like a JPEG of a screenshot of an Android phone text message.
Yeah, which I famously forgot to blur out Evan's phone number.
I saw that in the I saw that it commented on in the YouTube video. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go back to that. Maybe this is how you
get to say pulls out
Evan's
phone, rewind.
Yeah, exactly.
Poor Evan. He said he hasn't gotten overwhelmed, but he's definitely gotten a few texts over the years.
He's about to get one more, maybe two more.
We should all text him right now.
Austin, I think you have an unfair advantage there.
No, I need the episode to do it. I'm sorry.
Major falling out.
Yeah, well, that's all very good stuff to get started with the episode. I think I've always said that the 5 and 6 were really the start of the season waking up, and certainly not in terms of like the best gameplay ever, but I guess I say 5 and 6, and really episode 5 is like everything besides the vote. Like, sorry, Elise.
Yes, I can definitely see why this was a double episode. The Elise vote was nothing, but you know what? She did very well in Steal the Bacon.
She literally just walks Katie back. It's so funny.
Yeah, Katie, I feel like could have really benefited from just wearing like either a really tight shirt or just a sports bra. And just note to future Steal the Bacon players, any loose-fitting clothing is a bad idea.
Loose-fitting tatas today when she started pulling on the shirt.
What?
I thought we were, like Michaela, going to see some tatas.
Yeah, I mean, she should have just pulled her shirt off. She could have, but she had to hold on to the tire thing. Yeah, Elise and Nicola coming through on the Steal the Bacon. Nicola says, I don't fuck around here.
Yeah, I will say I felt like this was a very quotable episode. We'd been underserved in the first 4, and I felt like there were a lot of random things from good ones. And some of the ones from Steal the Bacon, you mentioned the Nicola one, which I liked. A random, almost like guttural yell from Evan of Renee farts sparkles.
Sure. Yeah.
Apparently.
And Renee hits the whip in this challenge too.
He hits the whip in this episode multiple times.
Right.
That was my 2015 moment.
And who could forget the best quote, which is crunch.
Because Evan is dead.
The way literally everyone is instantly silent because they know they just witnessed someone die in front of their eyes.
Do we want to talk about it? What were our thoughts on this moment?
I think our drinking game rule of every time Alex does something ridiculous should extend to, or says something ridiculous should extend to every time Alex does something ridiculous, which includes murdering someone on camera. That's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I had to amend the rules after to have no MMA takedowns from behind going. I'm like, how did that happen?
They were both so good at wrestling. It was really weird.
It was. I mean, I already am like so terrified every time Steal the Bacon comes up because someone for sure is about to get strangled to death by that tire every time.
Yeah, it's too like long and rope-like, honestly, for my comfort level.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I had the no neck. There was a secret scene that had me saying no neck breaking, and the reason was in season 1, Alan tried to carry. He literally like carried it with his neck, and I was like, "This is not. We're not doing that." So he tried to do it again in this one, and I actually stopped the thing, and I was like, "Nope, not happening. We're not doing."
I feel like the move is if you can, like, don't put it around your neck, but maybe like wear it like a sash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that you would have to. Somebody would have to like drag it. Yeah, wear it like a sash Lanahan, and then offer to pay somebody's mortgage if they give you the bacon.
Pulling it with your neck is like a baby playing with a plastic bag. That is such a bad idea.
It's like a baby playing with a bike tire and putting it around its neck.
Yeah.
So you guys weren't turned on by the wrestling in the mud?
I mean,
between Evan and Alex?
Until, like I said, I thought I just watched a bunch of college kids be traumatized for the rest of their lives. They probably are because they for sure thought he was dead in that moment.
I mean, I feel like Evan says something wild, which is, I probably have a concussion, which... Yeah. If that is the case, go to the doctor.
Where were the medical professionals? I'm glad that all that happened.
I don't think he did have a concussion. Normally you have to lose consciousness to get a concussion. Not always, but
I don't know. I feel like he did though for like 3 seconds, but I'm not sure.
You didn't check. You didn't ask.
Well, no, we did. So the other backstory about this is that. So it's all silent, and I'm like slowly approaching because I thought he was like dead. I really
thought you were gonna find a body.
I was like, this is over. This is
you're Alex, and you just think that a dead body is what's up with you.
Yeah.
It's like, and Alex like stop, and it's oh god, it just triggered. But then out of nowhere, someone who was not part of this challenge at all walking by is Maria from last season. He goes, oh, I know concussion protocol. I got this.
Call her in.
And I don't remember if you can see it in the episode. I forgot to look for it, but Maria was just there doing concussion protocol testing.
Nope. All we saw was you going, you good, and then just he gets to sit out. Not like let's call in a doctor or someone who knows what's going on.
I mean, Evan, original king of quarantine. Evan, what's today's date? I don't know that to begin with.
Yes, as well as the moment of what is your name, Shannon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe that's his drag name.
Yeah,
ooh, like that.
Can we talk about the swap? I really am confused by Alex's choices here.
I don't think Alex is very smart.
He made a point. Yeah, sure. He made it a point, it seems like, to not pick his former tri-mate to like try to
the tribe that had gone undefeated up to that point.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't make any sense.
No one was an explanation. It was.
Yeah, we're looking to Austin to explain these weird, mysterious choices by college-age children.
It was really. Why don't we just talk about Alex in general? Because he starts off the episode by saying, just declaring that a blue member is going to go home again. Then maybe the worst captain job in history. I mean, like Renee literally was like, pick Matt, and he was like, all right.
Sure.
And then also we have the scene of him talking about, and I did have this as a drink moment, of him saying to the entire tribe with Renee and Matt flanking him on other opposite sides, why don't we just go for the strongest players next?
Good thinking.
Why were they lined up looking backwards?
Yeah,
what was that about?
Like when they were picking?
Yeah.
I think they were trying to whisper stuff.
He was like not.
Are they not allowed to discuss it?
No, they can do whatever they want. I don't look again.
Are not allowed to just
maybe they couldn't bear
like a
to
normal
look at their
person
faces as they picked other people. Like,
I would like to say that Brian is so insignificant to me that his hat, I legitimately did not recognize him. I was like, who is this blonde guy?
Why is Mark McGrath from fucking like Sugar Ray here?
Oh, I thought it was a Guy Fieri hat.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, is it?
I mean, it looks like Mark McGrath. Either way, I was like, who is this person? Between him and Molly, I was like, where are all these mysterious blondes coming from that I've definitely never seen before?
Who was this
Molly
blonde man rapping Rick Ross to his
Oh, that's what that was? And then later he's like, man, that's such a good song. I love Taylor Swift. And I'm like, of course you do.
At least Brian's had like major character moments in episodes before this, like with the Molly thing, where like I just like had no idea. Like she came out of nowhere basically this episode, and just like is now like blundering her way through the swamp.
Molly is literally an Australian Survivor character, like straight up everything about her. She comes out of nowhere, suddenly has a lot of confessionals, finds a pre-merge idol, plays it incorrectly. Is not actually like strategically like doing anything, but the show wants you to think she is by giving her lots of dramatic confessionals and montages. Like she is straight up, like Phoebe from Australian Survivor.
Oh, that is insulting to
Rude. Phoebe would have won if that show was not 900 days long.
Yeah, that's look. I love Molly too, but not a fair comparison. Phoebe existed throughout. Did we like the emergence of Molly? Blunders aside, did we like seeing her as a person on the show?
I loved it.
Oh yeah, I think she's great. And I love when a woman gets her due in the edit. So I'm glad that she was there. But I just think it's funny that her introduction is like her and her group, like her new group. She flips to the minority basically, and then they blunder an entire round of the game. So like I don't. It's not a great look, but I'm glad that she's getting screen time.
I think great is an exaggeration for Molly here.
No, I said it's not a great look.
No, you said, oh, she's great. She's not great. She's fine.
She seems good.
Yeah, she's there. I'm with Austin that she deserves to be buried in the edit because she tried to quit the camping portion.
No, she did not. That was only Elise. Elise.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
They didn't quit. They unionized in front of Austin. We had to kowtow to them. Good for them.
They tried. They failed because some people crossed the picket line.
That was the chief member of their moment of sass of the season. We also saw. I don't know. Should we maybe go tribe by tribe? So we'll stick with the Rosés as they dubbed themselves. Did we like the Rosé tribe name?
No.
Again, did Brian suggest
better than Noir?
You mean Noir?
It's not my fault that they literally told me to say Noir.
It is your
fault. There is no chance that Brandon, the French major, told you to say Noir. You don't pronounce the last R like you do. It's like, it's not Noir, it's Noir. But like, that's a terrible tribe name.
Right. I didn't say, I should have said Neuer.
Yeah. Noir.
Which was Evan after getting slammed.
Yeah, I'm sad they didn't like spell it like rosé, like the wine, because then it would be like two like alcoholic based names.
I mean, they're both wine names.
Yeah.
Well, not spelled like that. Rosé. I'm pretty sure that's did Brian come up with this name? Because I'm pretty sure that's a Rick Ross reference too.
It is a Rick Ross reference.
Oh, I thought it was because their buff is pink.
It was both.
Okay. Well, it's still definitely like a wine reference because they have the pink buffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, I do want to applaud you, Austin, for instead of like dissolving and just using more of the same colors to give them new colors. I like that.
I have one of those bright pink buffs. That was one of my buffs on the weekend version, and I cherish it.
Nice.
The University of Maryland residence halls were very kind enough to donate buffs to me, and we put our budget to use that season. We had the funds.
You got a generous sponsorship from your own dorm.
And from Pepsi. Double sponsorships in Guts and Glory.
Pepsi.
Oh, yeah. I felt like Renee's qualifications as a fitness guru were really called into question when his lunch was chicken fingers, fries, and the biggest Pepsi I've ever seen.
He's not a dietitian. He's a fitness guru.
Okay.
Fitness Pepsi in my mouth.
Well, Austin, famously, the University of Maryland is the only McDonald's in the country that has Pepsi instead of Coke products. So,
yeah, it's a Pepsi school.
It's a Pepsi school.
No one really likes, but it's fine. They gave me a grant, so I like them now.
Pepsi gave you a grant.
Yeah, for Survivor. That was part of the funds for the season. They gave out these grants to clubs. Yeah.
I thought you were joking because they all have
I'm
giant
curious.
Pepsis in their hands.
Austin
That
taking money
wasn't
from
why they
Big
had Pepsi in
Soda.
their hands. That's because it was a diner. But they did actually give a grant for the season.
Why is it a Pepsi school?
I don't know.
Okay.
Some schools give Coke products. Some schools buy Pepsi products.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Penn State is a Pepsi school too, or at least it was when I was going there.
I can't speak to Illinois State University's soda preferences at this point.
Why did you just say soda? You're supposed to back me up here as someone who also went to college in the Midwest. It's called pop.
No, it is not.
It's definitely soda.
A blasphemy. I hate. The worst thing you could ever say to me as a Subway employee was ask for Sody Pop, which was a thing.
Well, okay, that is a whole other thing.
Complete buffoonery, but pop also is ridiculous. Sorry, we say soda around these parts.
I just call it sugary seltzer.
I just call it disgusting because I famously never had a Coke or a Pepsi, but
Wow, that's
It's
nice.
like a drink that's a Coke or Pepsi infused, right?
yeah, I have had a rum and Coke before, but I've never had like just the one. And the only circumstance I've had exactly one rum and Coke in my entire life, and it was because I was at a Penguins game, and the people next to us, because we were winning, were like, like drinks for everybody, and we were in the Captain Morgan Club. Quick brag.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, quick brag. So they brought back rums and Cokes, and I was like, well, I'm 20, so I'm going to drink this.
Uh-oh.
That does seem like the time when you would drink a soda, where you're like illegally doing it.
Right. Like I'm not going to say no to an alcoholic beverage that somebody brought me.
Is there Coke in this?
Ew. Smells it. Somebody spiked this rum with Coke.
No, you got to be like Ty and Clueless and just Coke.
You guys got Coke here? Austin has now seen Clueless as of a week ago and will never reference any of
Again, are you actually gay?
Bitch, are you gay?
Yeah.
I am now.
As of a week ago.
I was gonna say though, on the subject of Renee as a fitness guru, I will say the him just deadpanning into the camera, one of my favorite moments of
while he's stealing the bacon.
Yes.
That winning smile. How can you resist that, Lita? I don't understand.
We'll see if he makes the merge. Then maybe I'll finally see him as dateable.
Well, Nicola already does.
Oh yeah, she has a crush on him.
Showman's alert.
I don't relate to that.
Yeah, Nicola gets it.
So are they together now?
We'll just have to find out.
Are they dating like?
No, they're not together.
Are they dating like Brandon and Shannon? Keep joking they're dating. I don't get the joke.
No, Brandon and Nicola.
Oh, is that who?
Nicola gets around.
Well, and Shannon and Molly are tribal girlfriends, so there's a lot going on.
That's more fun.
Is Brandon a person of homosexuality?
I would say that Brandon is on the spectrum.
Okay. I said it in a weird way, and you responded with an even weirder way. I'm saying that.
Spectrum.
I feel like I would expect more like of these seasons to have showmances, but I feel like I haven't seen a Survivor Maryland showmance yet.
Because in college you don't have romance, you just like fuck.
But even that, I feel like that's not even on the. It's never a part of the show. I don't think.
I would hope. I don't think we should be watching.
But like even part of the drama, Derek.
Hey, Maryland has Love Island now. It's happening. But there's some showman stuff in Outback and in All Stars a little bit.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we can have Outback
going on Outback.
I just don't remember, but I believe you. And I'm happy to talk about that when you guys watch Outback and All Stars.
Yeah. I made my notes from the first half of the episode. Nicola talked about her gut reaction, so that was a drink. She said gut.
Oh yes, wow! I didn't even catch that. Again,
yeah.
I am completely out of beverage, but
yeah, well, that's okay.
It's actually pronounced glut.
Yes, we had to add glut to the list.
Yeah.
To talk more about this swap, I just feel like like the Rose team and like Shannon specifically did exactly what she was supposed to do for a swap. Like she like picked all of her closest alliance members and then the next person in her tribe. And then Alex picked everyone he's never met before, never worked with before, and somehow exactly selected 4 people who had a secret alliance from the other tribes. And like is actively trying to force him into a bad position.
And somehow gave Azula a plurality on a tribe. 5 of 3.
Yeah.
Brought all 3. So good.
Austin, do you pre-muddy the ground before Steal the Bacon?
I have in the past. I don't remember if we did for this. However, I will say it could have saved Evan's life. So maybe
Yeah, because it's always very damp. Which
I know we did in Terrapin Trials. I don't know about this one.
Like you just ran a hose or something? Like, what do you mean?
No, in Terrapin Trials, you can see like Chris Thomas and Steve Sleesman and stuff just pour buckets of water on the fields.
Austin just takes all of those extra eggs he's been sucking in his dorm and just cracks them on the ground. Yeah, well, I thought for a second that Evan was gonna pull a Vetus, like, and pretend to be hurt, and then strike and make his move. But Evan's not skeezy.
No, he's just a nice boy.
He really is a nice boy.
The Soka trio are just like perfect heroes, and I love them with all my heart.
Derek, do you feel seen as a person of accent by Evan?
A person of accent? What?
You guys both have Midwestern accents.
Oh yeah, he was saying a word weird, wasn't he? I forget.
Well, he has like a really strong Chicago accent.
Yeah, he kept saying a word and I kept mockingly saying it after he would say it. I don't remember what it was, though.
It could be literally any word because he has the strongest Chicago accent I've ever heard.
Sorry, I'm a downstater, so we don't.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
He's like he and Nicole Franzel could be siblings. We just need to ask Evan to say "Holy crap!"
Yeah.
Derek, are you Team Evan or Team Micah?
What?
Why must we pit kings against each other?
Just in general, just want to know which one you would pick in any scenario.
Visually?
Hey, I'm saying in like overall.
We must not pit kings against each other.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess Evan if I had to pick. Micah, I get it, but it's like, if you're into twinks, I guess.
I agree. I'm Team Evan. I would say, but as a lover of the whole triangle of the Soka trio, I would say I'm Team Evan.
Oh man, they haven't even gotten to the them doing their Soka trio dance in All Stars.
Oh no,
It's very early. It's not a spoiler. There's a dance.
Oh shit! Spoilers. They do something cringy.
Yeah. I had it. This is a random note, but I decided today that Guts and Glory has the most dancing of any Survivor Maryland season. And
well, they're not drinking, so they have to find another way to have fun.
Good point. And we had the Renee whip that we've talked about. Nicola is, I don't know, pretty much at any moment just ready to twerk or something.
I didn't like it.
We had Shannon tap dancing during right.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I thought that one was good. So where do our dancing rankings lie?
For me, it's Shannon, Renee, and Nicola. I did not like. Everybody seemed very put off by Nicola's ass shaking. Everyone was like, "Okay."
This panel included.
Yeah, it's not. It's a no from me personally.
Ouch! She's so into voguing right now.
That's right.
The tough part about this two-parter for me is that Katie really took a back seat. So I don't. It's not my favorite episode of the season, but I appreciate what I can appreciate here.
Yeah. Well, why don't we talk about the dynamics of what's it called? Noir.
Wow.
I didn't write down me saying noir, and then I said, "Why am I the way that I am?" So,
Austin, were you a Spanish queen in high school and college?
I was a Spanish queen in high school. I didn't take it in college. I finished after AP. Yeah, C indeed.
Yes, indeed.
The AP brag in there. Don't worry, everyone.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. Austin tested out of college language classes.
Nice.
I just want to say I didn't take it in college. I'm sorry.
We already said
Michigan
it for you. You didn't
a
have to
fourth
say it.
I know.
semester
I'm
requirement.
sorry.
Not
I'm sorry.
just
Whatever.
semesters.
Flips hair. Lo Santo.
You're like muy fluente.
Super fluente. So what do we think of this? That tribe, the tribe with the black buffs. What are our thoughts on them and where things are going forward, particularly for Lita and Derek?
Remind me, which is that the Katie tribe?
Yes, it is.
There's the Soka Trio tribe and the Katie
I'll read out
tribe.
That is how it is in my mind.
I know.
It is Brandon, Nicola, and Matt from the original Azula, and then Renee, Katie, Michelle, and Alex Pascal.
Right. Yeah, I remember Michelle because Katie had that amazing like confessional. Like everything Katie says is like so on point, and like she just is a social dynamics mastermind. She instantly is like, yeah, they'll probably see us as similar since we're like physically weaker. So, like I just need to like get more inroads like over her. Like everything Katie does is amazing and incredible. And I can't believe you said she's never watched Survivor before. She's like such a natural.
Yeah,
you can talk.
Well, I was just gonna bring up that confessional. Also, I thought that was interesting that she actually says like, me and Michelle are really similar, so they'll probably want to break us up, which is like, they're not similar at all from what I know about them, but it's astute because the people on their tribe are going to see two Asian girls who are friends with each other and be like, oh, they're an unbreakable duo, which is what always happens with people who are in the minority. And so, or who are literally minorities in this case. But I thought that was very astute of her, and is just like another thing that's like, she's playing two games that these white dudes don't have to think about. Nobody's going to look at, two white guys and be like, they're so similar, we must break them up, even if they are much more similar.
Right.
This alliance comes together because they're all like business majors, right? Is that how they all know each other? Like Renee and Alan and Michelle and Katie?
Correct. Yeah, they weren't like, it wasn't like they're like four good friends going to the game, but they like each had a connection to each other, like Katie and Michelle, and then maybe Michelle to Matt. And I don't remember the exact dynamics of it, but they were some fragments pulling the four of them together.
Wait, who are also randomly frat brothers?
That one is Renee and Matt, I think.
Okay.
Well, they're business frat, and then
business frat. He just says frat.
Yeah,
not a real frat.
Yeah, no,
I think Katie
not
is in like a rival business frat or something like that.
Yes,
is what they said.
So
intense rivalry.
Yeah,
dramatic.
But yeah, I mean, this tribe's dynamic works for me because Katie lands in a soft spot. It seems like her 4-person group is the majority, and so I guess she can make it to merge if they ever have to go to tribal, which it doesn't look like they will.
Yeah, I just think they're neat.
Yeah.
Do we have a particular group or side that we want to win? Besides, I imagine everyone would like Katie to stay.
Mm-hmm. I feel like, I don't know, it's easier to, I guess, say who I'm rooting against, but I don't even really have anyone I'm rooting against. I don't know. I feel like the Soka trio like should be the villains of that tribe since they're like just running the show easily.
They're so nice.
But yeah, they're nice people, and the other side is not giving them any good competition. So it's like,
and the other side is the one that's like lying and scheming.
Right. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not rooting against anyone, except the men by default because they chose to be born as men. So
yeah, I'm rooting against the Azula people. I don't like them, and they
is it
voted
just
out
because Azula's
Sherry.
a villain in your brain?
No, we stand Azula. They're boring, and they voted out Sherry, and I don't like them, and they're not very good at this game.
That's true.
I'm also not rooting against anyone. Like there are like Derek said, certain men that I don't want to go very far. But other it's mainly just because who's even on the bottom of the like outside of the 4-person alliance of Noir, like Alex. I like Alex a lot as a character, and on screen, and like who I don't even remember who else is like rounding out that like group. But like they're not like bad people. I'm not rooting against someone. I just like have faves.
Yeah.
I think it's especially hard because with Elise being gone, I think everybody left. Whether they're the best players or not, I think everyone brings something, and they all are, I think, decently likable people. So,
wow, you really don't like Elise?
Yeah,
what
no, I don't. Just like Elise is super nice. She's I really like her. She's very pleasant.
She just doesn't bring anything to the table.
if you're gonna not even try to come up with a counter plan.
Hey, she only had half of an episode.
You know what? Maria brought nothing to the table last season, and now she's a concussion expert. So you never know when somebody is going to have her moment in the sun.
She tried to vote someone at least.
I don't remember that because I don't remember who Maria is.
She's the one who we go over this every week. She wore the little reindeer hat, and she feuded with Sabrina.
Oh,
anyway,
well, her mistake.
No.
Yeah. History only remembers the winners.
That's true, and the people who should have won.
Yes.
Just kidding. Anyway, let's go back to let's just go to episode 6. I think, unless there's anything to the 5 to talk about. I think we've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, I think we talked about all of Brian's weird moments.
Wait, is it in episode 5? Oh, wait, I think I didn't break up my notes by episode, but which episode is it that Matt is the king of feminism? Where he's like, men aren't any better at anything except like steal the bacon, which also doesn't make sense because the matches are by gender. So men and women, it doesn't matter what gender you are for steal the bacon.
We're on 6, but yes, that was from that. Mm-hmm. That's from 6.
Okay. Well, he was the king of feminism. He gets reverse canceled.
Oh, no. What was he canceled for
What
before?
was he canceled for?
Oh, he wasn't. It's just the opposite of canceled.
Oh.
I don't have a word for it.
Uncancellation brownie points.
Renewed.
Yeah, so if he gets canceled later, he won't actually be canceled. He'll just be back at 0.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
I mean, I think he needed to make good for not saving Sherry. He needed some points in the positive direction.
Yes.
Sure.
We haven't really talked about Shannon much directly. Did we have specific thoughts about Shannon and how she was a pretty key player in all the first keeping Molly on their side, then 10 minutes later Molly not being on their side, but it seemed like she was making the rounds.
Yeah, she seemed to be like the strategic figurehead of the group because like she sensed that Molly was like sort of trying to stray, and then even after her conversation with Shannon, Molly gave a confessional where she was like, after talking to her, I definitely feel a lot more part of the group, like much more she seemed like she was reassured, even though she like definitely shouldn't have been. So I mean, Shannon's great. I think because even in that library scene where they're where the like minority idiots were discussing, like Shannon shows up there, she's part of that conversation too. So she's sort of everywhere. Which was cool.
Agreed. Yeah, she's like kind of crushing it right now, and I feel like she's definitely the leader. She's the top point of the Soka trio triangle. I think
Shannon and her boys.
Yes. Yeah. End of thought. She's fun.
Lita, no thoughts from your end?
She's fine. I'm never gonna be a stand-in.
The tap dancing didn't do it for you?
I think she's cute. I think she's a great character. I simply do not agree with the military.
Right.
Yeah.
What did we think about Alan being so open about, hey, me and Shannon, that's a duo?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair,
everybody thinks they're a duo with Shannon.
Right.
Or a trio.
Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, no one seems to be willing or capable of breaking up any of Shannon's alliances. So, hey, whatever. Might as well call it out, I guess.
Yeah, we had the ending quote from Brian of, and I would have gotten away for it. If it
that was so good. Yeah, that's great. And for next week says Molly's big splash, which I wrote down in my notes in all caps, which was great.
Because of the pun.
No, what's the pun of Molly's Big Splash?
Because they're doing a water throwing challenge.
Oh, I didn't see that part of it.
Look, I can make jokes for myself. I gotta keep myself entertained during this editing.
So good, yeah.
We're just thrilled that Molly made a big splash this episode. As
he did.
I
She got a
mean,
montage and everything.
I would love to see the confessional counts leading up to this episode because I cannot imagine she had more than 2.
yeah, Austin reminded me last week that she did something in the premiere, which was that she was the one that like found the clues in the tents when they were camping, but I did not remember that was her.
Well, I did flash to that because it ended up being pretty significant because of her and Brian's connection.
Right.
Yeah, so that electric connection. Lightning in a bottle on screen.
Yeah, it didn't turn out to be actually significant given that it didn't help them at all.
I suppose, but at least they tried. I mean, it could have been another boring episode and Brian goes home 5-1, whatever it was.
That's true. Instead he goes home 4-2.
Yeah, I'm excited for like votes where I don't know what happens, like post-merge, because there are people that I know make the merge, but I don't know how far they go, like at all. So I'm excited for the merge when I won't know the results of the vote, because like it's not like I know going into the episode who's going home, but once it's between 2 people, I have been able to figure it out. I have no idea who even comes in second in this season, so I'm excited to figure this out.
It's very unpredictable. Honestly, pretty much all the episodes from here on going forward, I think will be hard to predict. But no,
face.
Look, we can all make our decisions around that ourselves. We can all judge the predictability of the season as it goes forward.
Wow.
I mean,
it's great. It's a great season. There are good things about predictable episodes. I'm not saying that makes it bad.
Yeah. No, we'll have to think after. I mean, that's true. There are some that are. I probably misspoke on that. I think I know what you're talking about, but
you're being such a Brian, Sam. You're just telling us what we want to hear to our face.
I'm telling you the exact opposite of what you want to hear.
You don't know that. Maybe we love predictability.
Yeah.
Then this shouldn't be a fight.
That's the ultimate form of unpredictability is in ourselves as we decide to about predictability.
Also, like in the editing, predictability in Real Survivor has been the ultimate unpredictability sometimes. Because you're like, oh, well, it can't be this person because that would be too predictable. And then when it is that person, you're like, whoa.
Right. Or like when Sandra says a woman is definitely winning, and then that doesn't happen.
Literally, why?
Just to hurt us that much more, I think.
Same.
Yeah.
What other thoughts do we have about anything? We'll open it up to whatever we want to talk about since we've covered most of this stuff.
Does that have to be Survivor Maryland related?
Yeah, I think a lot of these contestants would make great Super Smash Bros. Characters.
Is that what we're talking about?
Game.
Listen, Sam and I are ready to transition this into a Degrassi pod at any invitation. So you should not give us free reign to talk about whatever we want.
Before we talk about Degrassi, can I just say that picnic table gets warped more and more every episode, I think. It's
the tribal picnic bench.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've sat on that picnic bench. It held me quite well. Years removed.
Wow.
Yeah, that's when you were blindsided.
Yeah. That was tough.
And then someone asked for your jacket. I'm not gonna name. We're not gonna name the name. Just trust me on this one. Just don't do it.
I think Matt Lagori asked me for the jacket.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Calling it out.
Never mind. I'll explain that after. Anyway, all right. What other Survivor Maryland thoughts do we have?
Promising pre-merge, beautiful gowns. I'm excited to get to post-merge episodes.
Yeah, I'm really liking the challenges so far. I liked the pool challenge. That was fun.
Yes, I noted that is my dream challenge because I am really good at holding my breath.
She was a swimmer.
Yeah, a fighter and a swimmer.
A fighter and a swimmer. Yeah.
Yeah, Lita, did you like that the most sexist challenge of all time was a pre-merge challenge now?
Yeah, and I liked that Molly totally 100% blew it for her tribe. No question at all. Why would she volunteer to do that? That challenge, listen, no matter what Matt says, women cannot do that challenge if they are not unusually tall, because that challenge is just primarily who is the tallest or who
I
has
don't
the
understand why
longest
Brandon
arm.
didn't just walk in like this. Like,
I know.
He's like a foot taller than whoever he was against.
Like, literally just send in a man for that particular challenge if it's 4-4. Why would Molly volunteer to do it? And you see everybody like, okay.
Yeah.
Good
Decisions, choices.
choices.
When I competed in that challenge, I tried doing the thing where you like throw it up in the air, but the bottles were super heavy, and I didn't know that, and so it was just sort of like it immediately went on the ground, and I lost.
Wow, now I want to hear about this. Bye.
My terribleness in that challenge was so unbelievable that Lita left the pod.
She was so offended by
Unspeakable.
that.
My thing broke, she says to the group chat. Hate when
What
that
is her
happens.
thing?
Never you mind.
I don't know. I was just about to do superlatives too. I can't even do them without Lita.
Oh man. Well, who were the superlatives of this Maryland off game, whatever this game Sam was in?
Oh, it's a
I
good question.
I was in my family's Survivor game, but I just visited the Maryland campus once, and Austin took us around on a tour. And I also went to the Sundial where that challenge happened. But this was all before I watched Survivor Maryland, so none of it really held for me. I was not really engaged with it, but I was enjoying the beautiful campus tour as if I was a high school senior touring the campus for the first time.
And you had a fun day with your friends.
Yeah, exactly. Totally.
That was secondary.
Yeah.
To the Jim Henson statue.
Iconic. Should we go into superlatives? Were there any other, Lita, do you have any questions that we didn't get asked?
Mostly just if you wet the ground for steal the bacon.
Yes.
I think that's all I had.
Okay. Let's start with so we talked about Matt getting reverse canceled. Was anybody canceled?
Was anybody canceled? I don't think so. Everybody's really been on their best behavior this season. I don't think anybody's been problematic.
Except for the xenophobia.
Yeah.
Yeah, people have been like insidiously problematic. Not like they haven't actually said anything that's cancelable.
Right. Is anyone on watch? Is there anyone you're like keeping an eye on for canceling?
Is there anyone I should be?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't want to be mean. There's some people that just kind of look like Republicans to me.
That's exactly what I was going to say. But I also don't want to be mean.
I don't even know who those people would be, actually.
Okay.
I definitely get big Republican energy from a couple people.
Interesting.
I would say if Brian was still around, he would probably be on watch. That guy doesn't seem like he has great takes on women, based on nothing, but just kind of his whole deal.
The aura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no one's canceled, it sounds like.
Okay, good. That's good. Do we have a best quote?
Well, we didn't talk about it. Well, no, I will save this for scene. I have a favorite scene that we actually didn't talk about. Okay. Quote, I feel like probably the Evan scene. It's just pretty funny just based on my full relief that this man was not. I knew he wasn't dead because I know Evan or like permanently injured, but I'm glad he wasn't injured to the point of like, I was kind of expecting him to like be on crutches for the rest of the season.
You don't remember the Survivor Maryland Evan Memorial reunion we had?
Yeah. Terrifying.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't know. What were your guys' favorite quotes?
You go, Derek.
Mine was when Brian said, "I won't let you down, coach," when he was picked.
Yeah, I did like that.
I don't know why that just made me laugh so hard.
I mean, everything Brian said was a great quote this episode.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about last episode when he kept making his little reactions. Every time his face popped up during Tribal, I died laughing. Like, very close, very well lit.
Speaking of shocked faces, can my favorite quote be Michelle's shocked face going into the theme song? It's her most airtime she's had all season. Yeah.
I love
that's one of my favorites as well.
My favorite quote was either Austin asking Evan how his head was, or I mean, there's this like pretty terrible Katie confessional where she's talking about the swap, and like it's one of the most boring like sound bites I've ever heard. But she's just like, "Well, we were going to the challenge, and then Austin, you said that thing about how we're swapping," and I was like, "Oh no." It was not good, but it was funny to me.
That is the one thing that Katie suffered on by not watching Survivor, because I remember after the season she was like, "Man, I like didn't really understand the point of the confessional," and because she's like a very fun personality and like.
Also, fiery. I don't know what "drop your buffs" means.
Did she not understand what that meant in the moment?
I feel like if you've never seen the show and you just hear "drop your buffs,"
there's an interview Parvati did where like the only thing she watched going into her first season was Palau. So she like there's not a swap or a merge in that. So when she said that when she got to the merge on Cook Islands, like when Jeff says "drop your buffs" for the first time, there's audibly in the episode someone going "what?" and it's her.
Palau is the most insane season to be the only one that you watch. There's no pre-merge strategy.
I agree, but like it was the staff of it all, I guess.
Listen, it's a top 3 season of mine. So I love it. It's just an insane one to be your only season.
I agree.
I love that for her. It's part of the Parv legend.
That's Survivor Cook Islands -3 for Parvati.
Ouch.
Wait, so Lita, you're saving your best quote for...
No, I was going to say one, but then I realized that it's actually a whole scene, not a quote.
Okay.
So I have a favorite scene.
I don't know if this is part of the scene, but I know it's the episode title, so it's like almost cheating, but if you're here to make friends, join the knitting club or something.
My other favorite quote was Adam Klein's comment on the under the episode where he's like critiquing what's going on, making me laugh.
Did he do it after? Was this before or after he was on Survivor?
This was 4 years ago.
This was after, but he did watch Maryland Outback before he went on Survivor, which is how we became.
It was the only season he saw before going on Survivor.
That's right. It really, you can understand how Millennials versus Gen X was very similar.
Yeah.
Like, where's the tire that we have to kill each other?
He was like, well, I'm going to be on the Millennials trial. Let me watch some college students.
Yeah, they're Millennials.
It worked.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not a quote, but I wrote down Guts and Glory is when I learned the contrast button.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's a little over contrasted.
Yeah. None of these episodes.
Notice.
Yeah. The best episode title so far, though, is definitely old feet skin chips. Is that it?
Yeah.
Or like, yeah. Every time
I prefer a skeletal fish medley.
Also, yeah. We haven't since I wasn't here for it. Can we talk about the gross food eating?
Sure.
Started with cold chicken tenders.
So challenging.
That's a throwback, but as we said last week, their like revulsion to having to eat those was absolutely ridiculous.
So
I'm
funny.
pretty sure they are putting it on for the camera.
It was Brian and Tribal.
Oh no. Not these things that are these chicken tenders that were probably going to be cold anyway.
Yeah.
Wow. All of the future episodes of the season have excellent titles.
Oh, I'm
Sorry,
excited.
I was looking at what they are.
Sam not convinced on the unpredictability, but convinced on the episode titles.
I'm not convinced on the unpredictability. There just are episodes that are predictable, and I'm sorry, but it's true.
Yeah, that definitely is true. I was thinking of a stretch, but I'm very excited. I like next episode a lot, and
I love the whole rest of the season.
Yeah.
What is another superlative?
the best moment or scene. So Lita can talk about this scene.
Yeah, so the whole Brian and Micah scene was cracking me up, where Brian is like, I'm a mastermind, you're a mastermind. I'm glad we can finally work together, man. Like, nobody else is willing to mastermind this game. And Micah is like, I am just like completely bullshitting him. I'm completely lying to him. And then it cuts back, and Micah is like, it's gonna be so funny at Tribal when we have to like keep a straight face and pretend that we're not like doing this. And Brian is like so into like being the ones controlling the game. That whole scene was so funny. Micah was very good there, I thought.
My God.
It was very confusing because they were both lying to each other so much, and like both being like the haha got you, and like Brian with his I'm masterminding 24/7, you got to get on this, like and then Micah also really eloquently summing up a lot of the tension and things getting twisted around. He had quotes of, yeah, so shit's fucked. And also, everything went to shit. Eloquent.
Yeah, couldn't say it better myself. Very succinct.
That's right.
I think my favorite scene was probably the second Tribal. A lot of really great stuff. And I mean, because like usually people are bullshitting at Tribal, but in this there were a lot of people being very honest about where they're at and what they're thinking.
Shannon in particular.
Yeah, I mean, Shannon, Alan, and Brian, I feel all were way too open with what their thought processes were.
Yeah, it would have been a lot easier, I feel like, for like it didn't end up mattering, but I felt like it would have been easier for Shannon to just like go with it a little bit with them.
Yeah. But she doesn't want to lie. She doesn't want to play with people who are backstabby or like whatever she said.
I don't care about that.
She does have a BS detector. I think that's one of she will let you know about it.
Is that a degree? Bachelor in Science?
Yes and BS.
Yeah.
She has a BS in detectors.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My favorite scene was when Evan died. It's really dramatic.
He died, dude.
Just, everything about that is unintentional. Like that challenge is unintentionally funny, including the part when everyone there for sure is traumatized for the rest of their life.
Not to mention the preceding quote for it, which was, "Oh, this is cute. Oh no, not cute.
Not cute." And then the crunch, the dead silence. Someone saying, "I think I heard a crunch." Just all great stuff. Austin's funeral march up to the body.
I think only Matt
with a stick.
Yeah, like no one is moving, and Austin is just creeping up because he just does not want to accept. He just let a kid die.
I think only Matt didn't realize that he was like knocked out because everyone goes silent, and you kind of hear Matt go like, "You got him," and then he's like, "Oh."
He did indeed get him.
You got him.
Shannon's like,
because she thought she saw someone die, Austin.
I know. I don't blame her. I was just felt the same way. Did we have a "That's So College" moment?
The absolutely disgusting dorm that Brian is in that gave me hives. That is the grossest room I have ever seen. That is very college.
Like when he's showing the screenshots?
No, yes. I don't know. He's like sitting in his dorm, what I assume is his dorm, and truly only a boy in college could live in that space.
Damn, bitch, you live like this?
Yeah. For real.
Yeah.
I mean, probably the screenshot I sent earlier where there's like it's in your room, Austin, and it's like on your desk is like a bag of Doritos, shaving cream, and like body wash or whatever. I think
that bag of Doritos is later at a different angle. It's tipped over.
Someone's eating them.
She really did the rounds.
Yep. Ding.
I didn't mention this for your RHAP quote of the day. Molly saying it's a sticky situation.
Oh my God, I'm so sad I didn't mention that. Yeah. Twice. She says it twice.
Literally. She was like, it's not as sticky anymore. And I was like, that's relatable. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll just show up with the idol.
Molly did just show up this episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she did.
Hello.
We have breakout episodes.
Do we have a player of the episode?
Shannon.
Yeah.
Probably, but
it has to be.
I feel like the Soka trio as a whole, Evan's still playing level-headedly with a broken head.
His
And
head has
Micah
been
playing
leveled out.
Brian. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
It
they're
was a
them as a
group
group,
effort.
but
Yeah.
I feel like Shannon is like the main character of it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she like has Molly like definitely as the other connection that she needs. So yeah, I think it's Shannon.
I want to give it to Shannon just because I feel like her calling stuff out at Tribal broke open the seal of Tribal a little bit, and Guts and Glory definitely raised the bar for Tribal conversations.
Very shades of the charity game when they, by virtue of the format, they had to just tell each other who they're voting for at Tribal.
Yeah, literally impossible to not.
Right.
Yeah, Derek, famous king who watched the charity game. So
I did. Yeah, I was.
got to see the legend of Katie on again.
Oh my god, it was incredible. Robbed Goddess, literally robbed. Oh my god. Not to mention other robbed Goddess Rue. So excited to watch whatever season she's on.
Eventually,
A queen, a legend, etc.
our Fish Out of Water award.
So that's who I think is going next.
Yes.
Well, I feel like that's got to be if the Rose tribe loses, I think it's probably going to be Molly. Just a wild guess. And if the Noir tribe loses, I don't know. I guess it would be a good time to get Alex out.
They keep saying his name.
Yeah.
So,
Why not?
right.
Plus, he put himself into this position.
100%. He handpicked these people who are going to vote him out.
Love that.
Next level. And then last but not least, the Lita of the Pack award. I know we gave best player to Shannon, but this is just overall best and or favorite. So,
well, can we give a charity one to Evan for surviving? Literally,
we can give it's whatever you want. So we can totally do that.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. He probably could have gotten one for episode 3 too. So that's fair.
Yeah, but I think we gave it to Shannon last time.
Okay. We did Sherry, Shannon, Sherry, Evan. If we're doing Evan now.
Oh yes, we did give it to Sherry because it was my last opportunity to give it to Sherry.
As you should.
Yes.
I would never give this award to anyone but Katie if she's present in an episode, so I've got to give it to her.
Yeah. That sounds good to me.
Bitter jurors with the official the BJ endorsement goes to Katie.
Always. It will always go to Katie.
Definitely.
All right. Well, anything else to get out there today?
That's it for the episode, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I have to go. My computer will not shut down again, but if you all want to continue talking Degrassi, that is.
Can we do our plugs?
Yeah. Sure. I'm Sam Stanish on Instagram, Twitter, and I do Bitter Jurors with Derek.
Yes.
Where we talk about Avatar normally. I mean, we do Survivor when it's on, but Survivor's not on and it won't be coming back for a while. So we're doing Avatar: The Last Airbender right now.
I don't know. The Inside Survivor articles buzz about filming again.
Yeah, but if they're if they're gonna film it right now, that still won't come out till like December or January. So,
Right. Yeah.
I was thinking they could do the on location filming, and then they could have a reward where they show an episode again.
Oh, I love that.
They go to that weird bar with Jeff Probst.
Yeah. Share a beer with them. Yeah. So I'm also on Bitter Jurors talking about Avatar. Also Rain Derek's on Twitter. Yeah, you should all just listen to us talk about Avatar. It's getting really contentious. Our episode ratings are getting divergent.
Okay. I'll go put a rating in.
Also, we're getting to our like a 2-part episode this week.
Carter.
Episode 7 and 8.
Which one is that?
Winter Solstice.
Solstice. That's what I was going to guess, but I didn't want to be wrong if I was.
They grouped them together because the first boot was a little bit predictable.
Yeah. I'm Lita tweeted on Twitter and Lita Grammed on Instagram. And if you subscribe to the reality TV Rahap-Ups feed, I was just on a podcast with Taryn, Sharifa, and Sosa to talk about Sosa and Sharifa are from Sequester. And we talked about diversity in reality TV. The conversation ended up centering on race in reality TV. And I think it was a really interesting convo. So you can go check that out on Rahap's podcast.
I've heard great things. I need to catch up on it.
Yeah, you could learn something, Austin.
I could.
Learn to cast lesbians.
Where are the lesbians?
Facts. Honestly, facts.
All right. Well, great to talk to you all as always. And I agree.
Avoiding the question.
Yeah, just sort of wrapping up as soon as
Anyway,
you get
great
called
to talk
out.
to all of you. I need to go.
I have to go.
Look, I've been asked to explain for many things that I didn't even choose today. So, like, people's strategy. I don't know. I can't even explain my own strategy.
Okay.
I'm concussed. Don't blame me.
Thanks, Austin.
Thank
That was
you for
great.
coming
Thanks,
on.
guys.
Great to talk to you all, and we'll see you soon.
See ya.